Like right now, I, growing up around 18, 17, were there times where you would make like it's coming to a new year and you have plans and you write down stuff you want to do, and then like would you flash back and be like, I've done this, I've not done this, and like the ones you have done, I know you'll be happy. So what, like when you find out like I've not done this, so do you keep away from it, or you find other ways like of doing it the coming year, like about your New Year's resolution?
Or what happens sometimes, like with what you have not achieved, if you hold on it not to move forward, that's the wrong thing, because sometimes because we did not achieve, we get in a sorry state where see like, you know what, I failed. So, and then you are not motivated on pledging yourself to achieve other things. So the technique would be like to move on, not letting go of a dream or something, but to know that, you know what, that was yesterday. Now this is today. Let me take it on today.
So don't sit on your failures.
Yeah. So the mindset will be like, I'm still around. I'm still here. I'm given another chance to try it again and stuff. So that should be the motivation, like, of carrying on. Yeah. But the only way you can be defeated from a goal, a dream, is not to push on again or to take it on again and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For like not necessarily like New Year's resolutions or anything like that, but just setting your mind to like, I want to do this thing, and like, you know how you do a New Year's resolution. But what would you say is the biggest thing that you said, like, I'm gonna do this, like in life, I'm gonna do this and I'll achieve it, and you did. Like what would you say was the biggest thing that you
For me,
ever did?
it will be my early achievements in life. Of like saying, you know what, you guys got to understand about like dreaming in different situations. You know, like it can be easier for you to dream of like, you know what, I'm gonna leave Uganda, I'm gonna start life in this place and start, you know, because you are surrounded with people who have achieved already, who have been there, who are from there and stuff.
yeah,
You know, that can be a little different. But
like
when,
motivated.
when you are dreaming from the dark,
It's different.
from different, no one around here has never even achieved at that level.
Yeah.
You know, leave alone knowing somebody who's there, but even there's
Communication.
nobody like that and stuff. So for me, that was the biggest. That was like my one of my biggest, not one of them. My biggest achievement was that I dreamt I'll be able to move, start life in another place, another country, and I did. Against all odds, against all visas expiring, against all that stuff.
You
You know,
kept pushing.
yeah, that's for me. That's one of my own amazing stories. Yeah, you know,
Like
and there's a lot of achievements, but that's the foundation of all of
Of
them.
everything else.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so how about this year? What are some of the plans that you made this year? Some that you've achieved and some you've not achieved this year. And you feel like this, I made it thanks to God. This one, it has not come to pass like I expected. Well, the year had begun. So what are some of those?
Oh, for this year.
Yeah, this year.
For this I can say, oh, thank God. It's been a great year.
Actually, it seems like you've achieved even more than you expected.
You know, because as a ministry,
Yeah.
God gave us
We thank God.
our biggest miracle. It was our biggest
Surprise.
Christmas
Gift.
our biggest end of the year, whatever you can say, you know, that like ministry getting a bigger land from the same location where we are and expanding it to what we eat and what we're gonna be doing. That has been the biggest.
And it's
Yeah.
like exactly in the shape and
Yeah.
structure and
Yeah.
of what we need.
And I believe, I know it in my spirit. My spirit is convicted that it won't be just only us, but even everybody can take from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, from that same flow of the miracle, anointing can touch even other people, can work in their situations. So that has been really good. Yeah.
There is something I've learned from you, like when you go home and like when you're at school or somewhere and they give you a take home, and this has been my take home all the time, but I got it from you, and I think it would even be more better if the people watching us have this as their take home, like the thing of planning 5 years. Like you've always told us, sit down and see yourself like 5 years. You're not going to be the same. Before I got that from you, I thought I planned for only just a year ahead of me. Or I planned for days, weeks, or the new age. But after learning that from you, like I really learned a lot, and I would want you like to expand it a little bit to the people watching and to us, so that they also pick it up, because this has helped me on the decisions I make, even the friends I have, because of like, what are my next 3 years, what are my next 4 years, what are my next like 5 years. Like you already said, today I'm 22, but 5 years from now I'm not going to be 22 again. Like that has helped me learn. So
Because what happens like with life, like life in general, sometimes like you can take it to be like maybe you're not even growing like as a person, like physically, like you're not growing, but yet you are growing. But like sometimes what we do, we don't if you don't see yourself, like it will be demanded, because every stage in life brings its own demands. Like the demands you have at 10, it's not the same you're gonna be having at 15. At 15 there'll be more demand from you, because you are not a 10-year-old. 10-year-old can get away with some stuff, but at 15 you won't be able to get away with some of the stuff. You cannot just leave things around. Like a 10-year-old can play and stuff and mess around, and you know what, you can be like, yeah, they are little kids at 10, then you fix them. But when they get 15, they're demanded. But you can get to 15 years old, and your mind and thinking and the way of doing things, they are like 10-year old, but you are 15. So it happens at all stages. When you are 20, there's demands for 20, 25, 30. Okay? So if you are 20 years old, and at 25 you stay and still act like a 20-year-old, and then you won't meet the demands for a 25-year-old. You understand?
Yeah. So
when you get that time and you're not prepared because of the age and stuff, even if you're living with your parents, they'll ask you to move out. Now it doesn't matter what, you got to go. They're like, now you know what? But not, by your mind, you're not like set for the demands. So we have to think about the demands. That's why we have to set and say, you know what? I'm 20, I'm 25, I'm 30, but this is what I want to be at 35. Because it's going to come knocking, doesn't matter what, no matter what. Yeah. So, you know, that's why it's very important to always think ahead.
Yeah, actually, me, I can testify to that. When we are starting 2020, yeah, those are, I think, 1 year back, you gathered us at church, and you actually opened our eyes, and you told us that we are not only starting 2020 as a year alone, but we are beginning a new decade. And you opened up our eyes to think what's to happen in these 10 years. Someone who was 10, by the time this decade ends, that person is going to be 20. Like, we must think of weddings, and we prayed of weddings. And we've seen the same things happening at church in this decade.
Yeah, and for me, Frank, like, from my own experience, every decade, or at the end or the beginning of the decade, for some reason, you know, you can feel that there's that flip.
Wow.
Yeah.
New things come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it is. So it's very important to pay attention to that, you know, because like we are sitting right now, sitting here, but this is 2021. But when 2026 comes, which is another like 5 years from now, there will be new demands.
Yeah.
Each one of us at that time. Okay, what did you smile? What did you think? What came to your mind?
What came into my mind was this question to flash into your life. I want to know which age bracket gave you the hardest time. Was it from...
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah, is it from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30? Which age bracket posed a lot of challenges to you? Yeah.
I would say the most challenging ones, those were from my 30s, my 40s.
Really?
How come?
How come? Because of I got married at 30 years,
Oh, well.
so I was new
No.
to all that. So that brought all new, like, different
Like,
challenge. You
So
know,
since you didn't get married young, you'd already developed your lifestyle, your things. You had to.
Yeah, my 20s, those were the like most fun. Like that was like fun.
You were
20.
free.
I was free. I was independent. I was living the best and driving like your own car, apartment. You know, talking about like living in the United States in your 20s. That was really fun. And the 90s. I think 90s are the best years. I don't care what you say about the 2000s.
You love the 90s.
You know, you look up everything about the 90s.
It's classic.
Yeah,
Original.
yeah.
They didn't have the fake.
You know,
Because the 20s.
so that was really. So my 30s, 40s were
The most challenging.
challenging years because of that. That was a big,
Wow.
But
step and experience.
So at what age? Because you know you might have been in
now I just chill.
Right. you've experienced enough. but when, like, you know, like at your 20s and stuff, you might have been like, I have my own car, my own apartment. Like I'm a big man now. Like, I'm a man. But you know, like looking back, you might be like, I wasn't a man then. So like, when would you say in your life you really became like a man? Like at what age would you say that you became like just really a man? Like,
I was still in 30s and 40s.
that's when you.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So this has come into my mind because right now we have things that have eased up life, like mobile money, world remit, MoneyGram. So back in days, going to America, like to Canada at a very young age, achieving some money and you're independent. So how could you extend a hand to your mom here in Uganda?
Well, we still had like Western Union at that time.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah, that has been around for a long time.
Western
But-
Union is a big deal.
Could she know that my son has sent me something?
Yeah, we'd communicate and send them, the information and stuff. But of course, communication was like a little different at that time than now. But things like they could still be done, but on a slower pace, not so fast like now.
Like now you can just call someone all the way in the
Yeah.
States and be like, hey
Yeah,
man,
you
can
know.
you send me like what?
Yeah, still do it like on a slower pace of communication and stuff.
Right.
So, in a year, because you were in Canada and the States like a few years before you came back. So like in a year, how many times would you speak to people?
No, that's a
Back
good
home.
question. Like maybe 2 times a month, one. Yeah,
And would you always talk to your mom then, or
to other
Like,
people
yeah.
too, because you could call and they are not around, or they're not can't be picked up, or they'll call you also. Some,
And they're excited.
yeah, excited.
but how long would you
You're
talk for?
talking to an American.
Not that, cause not that long, cause it was really expensive calling here, or even them calling and stuff. So, hey, you wanna hear another funny stories about calling over there? Cause it was really hard. Leave alone having a phone. Nobody had a phone. There would be few people maybe having like a landline in their homes, which was still big deal.
Having a landline.
Yeah. So, but like for somebody to call, like even before we went, you would sneak in like in government of like offices and stuff somewhere in town, and you use like phones, or you'd get somebody from the post office, and they sneak you like underneath like those.
Like in the basement.
Not just the basements, like on the roadsides, they have those things that go in and fix the wires and stuff. Then you go underneath there, somehow they connect the wires and talk to somebody and stuff, Oh man, imagine, man, if you were a survivor, yeah, you're survivors, really.
Wow. You guys
Imagine.
had the good old days.
So how about this type of phone calls where someone could come and drop in a coin and then you make a phone call?
Yeah, those are like call boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had those ones at school.
Yeah.
No, we had the ones
Those,
with the
those
card.
ones were both cards.
Yeah,
Both
but
guys.
now like talk about the call boxes, like the old Kampala, the Kampala which would have been the Kampala now, because the Kampala you were dreaming of was here before. As you got to understand that, the city you were dreaming of, like complaining about, oh, Kampala is a mess. The city you were dreaming of was here before,
Like the design, the
organized,
organization.
designed, organized, with like call boxes too on the street corners.
Wow.
Yeah. I
But
don't know what happened. Stand moving.
yeah. But now, like in case you go to town, your phone blacks out. It's very
They-
hard
they
for you
imagine
to
now,
talk
yeah.
to someone.
Good
Like
luck.
everyone is going to think you want to steal their phone, or
Yeah.
like no one is going to trust you to give you a phone.
Yeah.
But I remember we had those both cards at school. The only time you'd see a surprise is when it rains and you go and you touch them. Then the electricity goes through.
Yeah, they
you,
could
you
show.
test it.
No. So that happened. What she was talking about happened to me before
Yeah.
when I was in Canada. I was trying to use the call box, but it couldn't work. And I didn't know where I was. I was trying to get someplace, but then I was trying to stop people, talk to them, ask them the way. So funny. Like you go to ask somebody and they just walk away from you so fast. Like if you go to another person, they walk out so fast. I was like, what's going on? But you go to somebody to ask them, they just like,
Run out.
I don't know why it's
So
like.
you went to the call box.
I ended up finding my way, but that was like funny, not so good experience of like trying to stop
Weird.
people talking. Yeah, it was real
And
weird.
everyone is just running off.
Yeah.
So, Papa, how did you feel seeing our team, the basketball team, make us proud to that extent, like going straight up to the semi-finals? Because, like, actually we appeared on the FUBA page. How did you feel seeing Grace Life, the Saints, make it that far?
Really, that was really exciting, and like I said before, for me, it even made me more excited about the future and what's coming. You know, because
Without a coach.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
like what we saw now, we prepared for that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like you start something, you start a program. Game is not that famous, nobody's interested, but you know that there will be kids who are gonna pick it up because the facility is around and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what you are seeing today. You know, so, and all those boys you see on those teams, I saw them picking up the basketball for the first time
You know what's
without
crazy?
knowing anything, and they used to pass me the ball and stuff.
What's crazy about like the Res Life team, because it's such a young team.
Yeah.
Like the 10 years ago when everything was just starting, you know, or most of them were like 10,
Yeah.
12,
Yeah.
maybe like 14, something like that, just starting.
Like,
And I saw Zaria speak, he was carrying a very big
Chuck.
Yeah,
Like-
the one of-
seated next to Ernest.
yeah.
like even when you see Gideon's photo, like the day you sent it in the WhatsApp chat WhatsApp group, I was like, that's a time I had to put it in my head that whatever I dream of, oh, it shall come to pass. Like he once just had a T-shirt that was even very big on him, and now he's one of the first 5 of that team, like on the team of the shirt he was wearing. And without a coach, we made it to the semi-final.
So you know what I'm saying 10 years from now? Like us hosting like the national team,
Woo!
hosting like any other like team, foreign teams
National
coming,
tournaments.
national tournaments, you know,
Us
like-
having that.
like
Afro
like
basket,
like
yeah,
Raise Life Saints having the biggest fan
Saints.
base from this
Saints.
area.
Saints
Have to.
Arena.
So how about 10 years back? Did you see what's going on now?
Yeah.
Is that the same thing that you saw? Or is it bigger, or is it like just exactly how you?
Like this, you know, it's not been bad.
That's one of the the story you always tell us about the court is one of the stories that encouraged me. Like 10 years ago, the parents of the kids were not seeing the use of like the parents of these kids were not seeing the use of the basketball court and everything. Yet their kids
We're coming.
were coming for the purpose and everything that was going on. So I love that. Seeing that in
Can't wait for the Saints Arena.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
the 2020.
Keep your eyes open for what's coming.
Stay excited.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
I thank you for watching Father Time by the Fire. We had a little recap on our season this year with the Saints and everything that we did. Hopefully we can bring the same attitude into our own lives and create little victories in our own lives and accomplish our goals. And we're going to be doing that together as a church and as a community this year. And you've seen that, and you've seen the confidence that we've had, and we're going to be going into the new year with that same confidence. So Happy New Year.